Welcome to Morning Flow, coming to you online from the northeast corner of Ruth Hardy Park. Local folks, we're here Thursday, Friday, Saturday morning at 8:15 a.m., Sunday 9:45. Visit us at urbanyoga.org or Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center on Facebook to check out the class schedule. And there's also a tip jar there. You can make contributions to support our online classes via PayPal or Venmo or Zelle. We'll start out sitting. You don't have to sit the way that I'm sitting. Sit so that you're comfortable. Maybe it's like this. Maybe it's some other seated or even kneeling position. If you want, close your eyes. Feel into the grounding contact in your seat. Whatever parts of the body is just touching the ground. Think of the length of your spine. Think of the crown of your head gently lifting. Notice your breathing. Taking in the movements of the breath, the rising, expansion of the inhale, the grounding contraction of the exhale. The way those movements feel, where you're feeling the breath as it gets deeper and slower. Do a head to toe scan of your body. Notice whatever other sensations are there. An inventory of what's going on in your physical self right now. Not looking to change any of it, just checking it out. Make note, particularly if anything is out of whack right now, if there's any stiffness or any soreness going on, so that you can keep these things in mind during practice, take care of any such trouble spots, remembering that you are welcome to skip or modify any part of this practice we're starting. Anytime your mind wanders, as it inevitably will, gently bring it back to noticing your breathing, noticing what's going on in your body, taking care of yourself. And maybe in addition to these intentions that we'll all share, you want to set another intention more specific to you. If that's part of your practice, do so now. Let that form up and settle in. And with our intentions in place, let's begin with 3 deep cleansing breaths. Breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your mouth with a sighing sound. Let your eyes open if they're still closed. Let's start at the bottom. Start with our foundation, our feet, and our legs. Hoist the leg. So if you're kneeling, you'll need to shift to sitting. Just grab one leg. I'm just grabbing the one in front. Doesn't matter which. We'll do both. So support the weight of your leg with your arm. Let the leg hang. And take your other hand and weave your fingers all in between your toes. Let the ankle be loose and use your arm, use your hand to make some slow, gentle circles, rolling that ankle around. Letting the hand and the arm do the work. Let the foot just kind of float. Change direction at some point. Make some circles each way. Release the toes. Use both hands or both arms to cradle your leg. Let it hang in the hip socket. You don't have to grip like this. This grip works for me, but just let the leg hang in the socket, make some slow, gentle circles, moving your femur around in your hip socket. This is the biggest joint in your skeleton. Happy fun fact. Make some circles the other way. And let's switch legs, hoist the other one. Get your fingers between all the toes. I know it's tough sometimes getting the littlest finger and the littlest toe there. Roll the ankle around. Changing direction at some point. We always called it pinky toe. The person who taught me this always said baby toe. She grew up with a different naming custom. Don't neglect the baby toe, she would say. Release the toes. Cradle your leg. Slow, gentle circles with the leg and the hip socket. Sometimes the slowing down is the biggest challenge. And let your leg down. Find the height where you're sitting again, because that makes you hunch a bit, right? Reach your hands out to the sides. Maybe just rest your fingertips. Inhale, reach your right arm up alongside your ear. As you exhale, reach to the left. Lean into the left hand. Feel full length from your right hip all the way up through your right fingertips. Inhale to bring yourself upright. As you exhale, bring the right hand to the ground behind you. Bring your left hand over to your right leg. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, invite your body to twist some more. Let yourself unwind. Come back to center. Inhaling, raise your left arm. Exhale, reach across to the right. I don't know if it shows up on video. I just had a huge bumblebee buzzing around my head. Sometimes I get hummingbirds, and I swear it's because I color my hair and they think I'm a flower. I've been in my backyard and had a hummingbird just hover right near my face, thinking, oh, I'm going to eat that. And then I don't smell like a flower, so they go away. Inhale to come up. Exhale, come into your twist. The first time it happened last year, I had this really neon pink hair. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, see about twisting some more. No hummingbird or bee has actually tried to drink from my hair. They don't quite get that close. But I was in that twist and I heard the buzzing of that big fat bumblebee's wings. It was quite close to my ear. Had it been on the other side, you would have heard it coming through this microphone I'm wearing. Maybe he'll be back. Come on back to center. Rest your hands on your knees or your thighs. We'll do some seated cow and cat movements. Inhale, bring your heart forward, let your head sit back. Exhale, bring your heart back, let your head sit forward. And just follow the pace of your breath. And let's bring a circular aspect into this movement now. So when you come forward, go over to one side. You come back, go to the other. There's a hummingbird. They heard me talking about them. Now they're starting to cover closer and closer to me. Part of the fun of yoga in the park, I think, is the wildlife or even the domestic life. There was a dog the other day came over onto this rug I practiced on near the end of class. That was nice. Leading with the heart. Change direction at some point. Make some circles the other way. Kind of a nice massage for your seat too as you roll around, rock back and forth. And sit upright. And let's circle the neck. Let your chin come towards your chest. Roll your right ear towards your shoulder. And let your head tip back. Taking a few nice slow circles in each direction. If you detect any tight spots, you might pause at the tight spot and rock back and forth on the tight spot. Help loosen things up. It can be helpful to count repetitions. I'm doing 5 in each direction. Maybe yours is slower or faster, but when you practice on your own, it's a good habit to count and at least aim at keeping things equal from one side to the other. Sometimes we lose count, and that's all right. Before class is over, I might lose count, and we'll all be off by 1 here or there. And let's come up onto our hands and knees. You might tip to one side like that or rock forward. Get there however you like. You want to open your hands way up, feel the whole palm on the ground or floor. Shoulders over your wrists and hips over your knees. Reach back and press into the ball of your right foot. With an inhale, pick your foot up, reach straight back in the air. Thinking of length, not height. With your next inhale, reach your left arm out to the side. If you like, you can bend that raised leg and reach that hand back and maybe take hold of your foot or ankle or pant leg. Kick against your hand, lift your knee, lift your chin a little, open the midline and the shoulder and stretch those right quadriceps. Release the grip if you got the grip. Let your knee and your hand come back down. Reach back, press into the ball of your left foot. Take a couple breaths, let the leg start to lengthen there. With your next inhale, pick your foot up, reach straight back in the air. And with your next inhale, reach your right arm out to the side. And if you like, bend your leg and reach back. See about that bind, that additional stretching. And releasing any binds, let's all lower the knee and the hand. Step your right foot up between your hands. Step your left foot up to meet it. Hang out in forward fold. Bending and straightening your legs. Swaying back and forth. Maybe your hands hang in the air or drag on the ground or rest on yoga blocks if you use blocks. Alternately, you might clasp your elbows. A lot of people like to do this. Or clasp your hands behind your head. Give yourself some traction in your neck. Another popular choice. Let your hands hang down again if you're doing something else. Shake your head no. Nod your head yes. Inhale, lift up halfway, hands to the front of your legs, push against your legs, and help the crown of your head reach forward away from your tailbone. Exhale, relax down. Inhale, roll up to standing, hands up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Let your hands down at your side. Raise your right shoulder towards your ear. Slide it back. Let it come down. Your left shoulder up, back, down. Inhale, reach straight out to the side. Exhale, reach for your shoulder blades and hug yourself, or come to eagle arms. If you do eagle, move your elbows and your hands up and forward, away from your chest, away from your face. Inhale, spread your wings. Exhale, cross your arms the other way. Grab your shoulder blades and hug yourself, or take eagle. Inhale, open up. Exhale, let your arms come down. Inhale, your arms out and up overhead. Interlace your fingers. Point your index fingers up. And look up at your hands and lift up your heart. Inhale to bring yourself upright. Exhale to bend to the left. Feel the length through both arms. Keep both feet anchored. Maybe bend the left knee. And you find you bend a little more. The left. Inhale, come up through center. Exhale, bend to the right. Both heels stay down, but maybe the right knee bends. Deepening the bend a little bit. Inhale, come up to center. Exhale, let your arms come down. Inhale, your arms out and up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step your left foot back. Runner's lunge. Come up on your fingertips. Inhale, reach forward, reach up, crescent lunge. If this high lunge is too much at any point, you can let the back knee down and do a lower lunge like that instead. You give a little different angle for the camera here. Exhale, sink forward in your hips, lower your arms. Inhale, slide back up. Exhale down. Inhale up. So I'm doing cactus or goalpost arms today. There are other options. Sometimes we do this, we bring the arms parallel to the ground. Maybe you prefer that. Some people bring their arms forward. I find that makes me very wobbly. I feel like I'm going to tip over. Today, my shoulders are asking for this particular movement. Reach your right hand forward, left hand back, twist to the left. Come back to center, arms up or hands to heart, and twist to your right. Come back through center. Exhale, bring your hands down. Step your right foot back to meet your left, and you're in downward facing dog. Pedal your feet up and down, walk the dog. Heels getting closer and closer to the ground. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop forward. Inhale to lift up halfway. Exhale to come down. Inhale all the way up, hands overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step your right foot back. Runner's lunge. Come up on fingertips. Inhale, reach forward, reach up, crescent lunge. Find steadiness on your feet before you start the rocking. When you're ready, exhale, sink forward. Inhale, glide back up. Remember, you can always let the back knee down and do a lower lunge. And let's twist to the right. Come back to center and twist to the left. Come back to center. Bring your hands down. Step your left foot back to meet your right. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, down. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, straight up through center. And exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step back to plank. Really find that nice long plank shape. Let your hips settle down in line with your shoulders and heels. Or if you lower your knees for a shorter plank, hips come down in line with shoulders and knees, of course. Exhaling, slowly lower all the way down. Keep your elbows in close by your rib cage. See how slow you can go, but don't stop breathing. Maybe you take another breath if you go real slow. Didn't mean to set up with a water bottle right on the tip of my nose there. Press into your hands. Inhale, lift your head and chest. Come to the height of heart opener that's right for you. Maybe it's a real low cobra like this. Listen to your low back. Anything in that range is cobra. If and when you're ready for it, you could lift your knees and be in upward facing dog. Exhale, rock back and up to downward dog. Maybe pass through table for gentler transition. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, come down. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a sip of that water. Do that whenever you need to. And for the moment, I'll move it out of the sun. The shade will move again. Oh, let's not worry about it. Okay. A couple more sun salutations. We'll mix up the pace. The next one, we'll add an extra breath in at each step of the way, and then we'll follow that by a quicker one without the extra breath. So inhale, arms up. Exhale here. Inhale here. Exhale, fold. Inhale here. Exhale here. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale here. Inhale here. Exhale, fold. Inhale here. Exhale here. Plant your hands, step back to plank. Take at least one full breath in plank. Take more if you like. And when you're ready, on an exhale, lower halfway. Now, here's the most challenging part. If you can here, inhale here and exhale here. If you couldn't, that's okay. You could drop your knees. Inhale, bring your heart forward. Exhale here. Inhale here. Exhale back and up. Inhale and downward dog. Exhale and downward dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop forward. Inhale here. Exhale here. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale here. Inhale here. Exhale, fold. Inhale here. Exhale here. Inhale, roll to standing, hands up overhead. Exhale here. Inhale here. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale here. Exhale here. Now the quicker one. Let's inhale up through center. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, pull down. Step back to your plank. When you're ready, on an exhale, lower halfway. On an inhale, bring your heart forward. On an exhale, rock back and up. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, come down. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Let your hands hang at your sides. Close your eyes if you want. We just take a few noticing breaths here. So that combination of the slower sequence followed by the quicker one usually feels pretty invigorating. So just feel the energy level that you've increased. Feel how your body is gently swaying with your breath. The wisdom of your body knows how to stand up without minute instructions. Also, just catching our breath a little there, huh? You can open your eyes if they're still closed. You can still drink whenever you want. The sun and shade keep moving. I'm getting warmer. And we'll explore some other variations in that flow. So we'll start into other sun salutations, but in the middle of it, add in some other things. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold down. Plant your hands and step back to plank. Now, if your arms get tired from doing these, you could go right from plank to downward dog. Otherwise, when you're ready, exhale, lower halfway. Inhale to bring your heart forward. Exhale to come back and up. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Bend your knee and stack your hips. Now here you could either flex your foot and make circles with your knee in each direction, or you could flip your dog if that is part of your practice. If you flip, softly flip back and square your hips down. Exhaling, draw your knee towards your left elbow. Inhale, reach your leg up high. Exhale, draw your knee towards your right elbow. Inhale, reach your leg up high. Exhaling, draw your knee towards your chest and send your foot over to the right side. Rest the outer edge of your foot on the ground. Star pose. And if you want to here, you can continue on to fallen star. Bring your right hand in towards your heart, on up towards the sky, spinning under the inner edge of the right foot. If your hand's raised, exhaling, bring it down. If you want here, an extra challenge, there's a funny push-up called a half chat. You can exhale, come down towards the ground. Inhale, come back up. I think it's fun. I didn't think so when I first tried it. Bring your knee to center. Reach your leg up high. And we're going to come to pigeon here, some deep hip exploration. Exhaling, slowly bring your knee towards your left wrist, your ankle towards your right wrist, and let the leg land on the ground. Let the back toes uncurl. Let me reorient myself. Don't do that. So we want to make sure the back leg is straight behind the hip, because the alignment of the leg will affect how the hip opens as we explore this. So before we go down, we go up to open the midline. Press into the ground. Inhale, lift your head and chest. Maybe some fun, your fingertips. Exhale, release and melt forward. So maybe you come down on your forearms. You might have blocks under your hands or arms. This is about surrender. So letting breath and gravity open your hips. You're not pushing your hip towards the ground. You're letting it open. So adjustments are necessary as the hip continues to open and settle. Elbows can scoot forward. Knee can scoot back. Maybe you can see my knee, maybe you can't. But see what your hips want. This is about the journey, not the destination. So maybe you melt a lot and you end up with your face on the ground. Maybe not. And we generally want the hips pretty much squared towards the ground. So if you can tell that you're leaning one way or the other, you might put a pillow or a yoga block or a bolster, a folded blanket under the hip that is lower than the other. And just breathe. We store a lot of excess tension in our hips. Most of us know that we do this in our neck and shoulders. We're less aware of the hips generally. Maybe you didn't know that about your hips until you started practicing yoga. I don't think I did. But as you wring out the tension in the tissues, you can wring out some issues in the tissues. So funny things can happen in deep poses like this for hips. Emotions might arise that don't have any conscious thought connected to them. You might suddenly feel sad or giggly or angry. And the good news is you don't have to figure it out. You don't have to know why. In this moment, you can just exhale. Let that anger or whatever it is go. Make some noise. If you want to giggle, go ahead. You want to cry, you want to laugh. It's all welcome here. And we'll slowly start to come out. When you're ready, if you want to stay a little longer, you can start to scoot your elbows back. Make your way back up onto your hands, lifting your head and your chest. And then if you want to here, there's a bind we can explore. You might bend that back extended leg and reach back. I like to use my opposite hand. Some people like to use the hand on the same side for the bind. It makes me want to tip over. If I go like this and I use this hand here, my body wants to just topple to the ground. I can do it, but I like the other one better. Releasing the bind. If you got it, plant both hands. Curl those toes under, press into the ball of the right foot to lift the knee, engage the leg. Press into your hands, big inhale, lift your left leg back up behind. And let's repeat this part. Bend your knee and stack your hips, then flex your foot, make circles with your knee in each direction. As the weight of your body presses down on your hip, opening the joint, it tends to pinch your femoral artery. So repeating this movement helps speed the circulation back into that giant vessel. Square your hips out, lower your foot. Inhale, lift both heels. Maybe you even rock onto your toes. Exhale, lower. Inhale, raise your right leg. Bend your knee, stack your hips, flex your foot, encircle your knee, or flip your dog. Don't mind me scooting around on my rug. My rug was bunching up and then it lengthened out again. Gave myself an extra challenge. If your foot gently flip back and square your hip down. Exhale, draw your knee towards your right elbow. Inhale, reach your leg up. Exhale, draw your knee towards your left elbow. Inhale, reach your leg up. Exhale and draw your knee towards your chest and send your foot over to the left for your star pose. And if you like, continue on to fallen star. Exhaling, bring your hand down if it's raised. If you like the half chat, you could do the half chat again, the funny push-up. Bring your knee to center, reach your leg up high, and exhaling, slowly draw your knee towards your right wrist, your ankle towards your left wrist. Let the left knee down, uncurl the left toes. Press into your hands, inhale, lift your head and chest. Exhale, relax. Walk your hands forward, melt towards the ground, surrendering to gravity and breath. Breathing into whatever arises, allowing for those adjustments. You may or may not sneak a drink while you're in your pigeon, but the bottle was there and I needed one. And one side might be very different from the other. It's usually at least some difference. You may detect difference, you may not. You don't need to make one side look like or feel like the other. Sometimes you might be down as low as you can go, or you think that as low as you can go, and then you feel a little more release. You make another adjustment. Cue the cicadas. Seem to start at the same time every day. Usually it's about 25, 30 minutes left in class when they start up. That's not static for the folks watching on YouTube later. Those are cicadas here in the park with us. When you're ready, you can slowly start to come out, walk your elbows back, come up on your hands, press into the ground, lift your head, lift your heart. And if you like, bend the extended leg and reach back and see about that bind. Like when we did a bind earlier, we're stretching the midline and the shoulder and the quads on that left leg. Release, plant your hand, plant your foot. Big inhale, push back up to three-legged dog. Last three-legged dog. Bend your knee, stack your hips, flex your foot, make those circles with your knee in each direction. Square your hip down and lower your leg. Inhale, lift your heels. Maybe you rock onto your toes. Exhale, lower your heels. Walk your hands back to your feet. A different way to come to forward fold from down dog. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold down. With soft knees and heavy arms, let your arms swing front to back. Let your knees be bouncy. Let the weight of your arms pick up momentum so the swinging grows bigger and bigger. And when you're ready, swing your arms up overhead, sit back to chair. Think of releasing down into the ground, releasing the front of your hips, back of your knees, front of your ankles. Arms are reaching up, but shoulders are relaxing a little bit away from the ears. Inhale, slowly straighten your legs and stand. Exhale, let your arms come down. We'll explore some more with chair, some different variations, different options we can do. Don't mind me trying to screw the earpiece back into the ear. So the key to coming into chair pose is right here in the hip sockets. And while you're standing, you can press your thumbs into the hip sockets just on either side of the pubic bone, and you can feel that. The release it triggers. That's where the pose starts. And you could even come into it in the lower body first, like taking the parking brake off your car. You press here, hips release, then let the knees release and the ankles. You can come in the chair like that, and then bring the arms up. Another way to get there. And maybe you're sitting. Heard that bit before. Hands to your heart. Press your hands together. Press them to your sternum. Keeping your hands centered there. Keeping your spine nice and long. Keep your knees lined up. Exhale, twist to the left. Any amount without losing the alignment. So maybe it's only a little twist. Maybe if you go further, you get the elbow outside the knee, but don't lose the alignment to do it. And if you get there, you might open your arms and spread your wings. If arms are open, bring your hands back together. Slowly with control, remembering your alignment. Inhale back through center. And exhale, twist the other way. Any degree of twist. keeping the alignment. Hello, hummingbird. If you like, open your arms if you got that far and if you enjoy doing it. If arms are open, bring your hands back together. Inhale back to center. Big exhale, full. Do another one. Roll to standing, hands up overhead. Exhale, hands behind. Little more chair exploration. Why not? Inhale, reach up, sit back. Somebody just gave me quite a look. He had some reasons why not. Oh well. You could skip it if you want. Bring your hands in under your arms, reach them back behind you, palms down. Bring your hands in under your arms, reach them out to the side, palms down. Bring your hands in under your arms, reach up. Inhale, straighten your legs. Exhale, let your arms down. Very good. We'll play with tree pose and then we'll sit down, I promise. Hands at your heart. Shift your weight from one leg to the other with your feet on the ground. Set your eyes on something at eye level that won't move. Anchoring yourself with your gaze. Bring your weight into your left leg when you're ready. Pick up your right knee. Open out to the side. Bring your foot to your leg. So options here. You might have the ball of your foot on the ground, heel on your ankle. You might have the sole of your foot on your calf or on your thigh. Please never on the side of the knee. You don't want to push your knee that way. Your knee's not built to move that way. It might move that way, but you will regret it. You can keep your hands here, or you can let the branches of your tree grow out. There are very few musts in the way I learned this and the way I teach this. Pressing your knee on the wrong axis is one of those absolutes. Knees are very complicated. You take it from someone who's had severe injuries to both of them. They don't heal well. Whatever arm expression you like, your tree might be still or you might have breeze in your branches. You can pick your foot up and put your foot down and pick it up anytime. If your hands are elsewhere, bring them back to your heart. I like that. He's holding his hands behind his head like he's lounging in a chair. Bring your knee forward, let your foot down, and shake things out. When you're ready, hands at heart. Shift back and forth again as many times as you want. Of course, if you know another way to come into tree pose, you're welcome to use it. This is just one of the many ways. When you're ready, you can bring your weight into your right ankle, right leg. Pick up your left knee. Open out to the side. Bring your foot to your leg. When your brain is thinking of too many words at once, and the one you wanted to use gets behind the one that comes out. Let your arms find their expression. I like binds because they make my back feel good. Small, slow plane going by overhead. Bring your hands back to your heart if they're elsewhere. Pivot your knee forward and let your foot down. And shake things out. And let's have a seat. So the winding down, cooling down stuff. Well, mostly cooling down. The last quarter of the game. Extend your legs in front of you and flex your feet back towards you. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, fold over your legs. If your knees need to bend here, just let them bend. As you inhale, think of the crown of your head reaching forward. As you exhale, think of lowering a little more. See if your breath can help you find a bit more release in your lower back. Inhaling, walk your hands up the front of your legs, let your arms help you sit up. Let your arms help your legs open out. Wherever you like, wherever they can. Walk your hands down your legs as far as you can. So maybe it's your shins, maybe it's your ankles, maybe it's your feet, maybe it's just your knees. Wherever you can go. Take a couple breaths, whatever your furthest point is there. And we'll explore getting a little twisty here. Slowly bring your left hand over next to your right hand. Take a couple breaths. And then open your right arm out to the side and turn your head to track your hand. Rotate your arm, your thumb's pointing down. Bring the back of your hand to your lower back or left hip. Mine's at my hip, maybe yours is at your sacrum. Somewhere in there. Peel the right shoulder back. Extend the arm. Rotate, thumb up. And slide the hand back over next to your left hand. Bring your left hand back over to the left side. Taking a couple breaths at each point. Bring the right hand over by the left. And open your left arm out to the side, slowly turning your head to track your hand. Rotate your arm, thumb down. Bring the back of your hand to lower back or right hip. Peel left shoulder back. Extend your arm again. Rotate, thumb up. Slide your left hand back over by your right hand. And bring your right hand back over to the right side. Walk your hands up the front of your legs and sit up. Now let your arms help your legs there. Nudge your legs closer. And bring the soles of your feet together. A big space between your heels and your pelvis. If there's room, slide your hands under your ankles and grab the ground. If that doesn't work for you, you could reach over your ankles and grab the ground. Either way, then walk your hands forward, using your arms to pull yourself down into this pretzely, kind of contorted fold, and include the neck. Let the neck release, let the head drop. Breathe into the center of your lower back. Slowly scoot your hands back, press up to a seat. One more fold, keeping your feet together. Now slide your heels in as close to your pelvis as you can. Pass your hands over the tops of your toes. Wriggle on your seat. Bring the bones in the seat closer to the ground and tilt the pelvis forward. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown of your head. As you exhale, hinge at the hips to fold forward with your spine long at first. Maybe your elbows press to the inside of your legs and nudge your hips open. See how far down the long spine will go, wherever that is. When your long spine isn't lowering anymore, you're not hinging forward more from the hips. Let your neck disengage. Let your head hang and breathe into your hips. Inhale, slowly sit yourself up. Let your arms top of your legs. Nudge your knees up towards each other. Rest your hands out past your hips. Wiggle your feet a little further apart, a little wider than your shoulders, and let your knees go back and forth. And gently make your way down onto your back with your legs extended out. I know you won't be able to see me. I'll use lots of words for the next thing we're going to do to explain where we're going. We're going to go to explore fish pose, which is a great energetic counter to pigeon that we did a little while ago. So on your back, dip your feet and legs together. Lift your left hip and slide your hand under your butt with the palm down. And then sit down. So you're sitting on the back of your left hand, and lift your right hip, slide your hand under, palm down. You wind up sitting on the backs of both hands, still zipping your feet and legs together. Now you're going to walk your elbows in towards each other. And what this does is brings your weight into your forearms and out of your back. Maybe you lift your whole back off the ground. Maybe your shoulder blades are still touching. Feet and legs still zip together. Lift your head and your shoulders. Keeping shoulders raised, very slowly, let your neck release. Let your head tip back. Take your time. You want the crown of your head to just barely touch down. You don't want to put any real pressure on your neck here. Just barely find the ground. And then we just take some massive breaths. On the exhales, release any sound that wants to come out. If there things get stuck in your hips, things get stuck in your throat. Energetic things. Maybe there was something you needed to say and you didn't say it. Maybe there's something you said and you wish you hadn't, and that causes a blockage energetically in the throat region. We'll come out just as slowly as we came in. Lift your head, come all the way forward, and tuck your chin to your chest. Maybe your chin even touches your chest. Then let your shoulders down. Makes you talk funny. Then let your head down. All that to protect the neck. Lift one hip, slide your hand out. Lift the other, slide your hand out. If your hands went a little numb, you might bang them on the ground or shake them around. Starfish dance party, as my friend and colleague Isa calls it. Slapping your hands around like a nut. Bring your knees towards your chest and hug your knees and rock and roll on your back. Massage your back against the ground. Sorry for the excess noise. Remote folks, my earpiece got out of position and I had to move it. There's no quiet way to move your microphone. Oh, we've done a lot today. Let's make our final twist a nice simple one. Knees towards your chest, reach your arms to the sides, feel your shoulder blades pressing to the ground. Let your shoulders stay on the ground and let your legs go over to the right and turn your head to the left. Slowly bring your head and your knees back through center. Just let the movement continue, carrying you into the opposite twist. Shoulders staying nicely grounded. The closer your knees are to your chest, the deeper the twist will feel, by the way, so you can regulate that sensation. Slowly come back up to center. Reach your feet towards the sky. Reach your hands up to grab your legs or feet, however you want to. Play with bending and straightening your arms and legs. Happy baby pose. If you'd rather do some other inversion, go ahead and do it. Invert however you like. And you can invert for as long as you like. When you're ready, make your way to Shavasana, a final resting pose of your choice. It doesn't have to be Shavasana as a pose to come into the Shavasana state of relaxation and integration. So maybe you do have your legs extended, feet splayed open, hands at your sides. But if that's not comfortable, please make yourself comfortable. You can rest and integrate the benefits of your practice in any posture where you're comfortable. Sometimes this is not comfortable. If your lower back doesn't enjoy lying flat, you could plant the soles of your feet and let your knees lean towards each other. You might come over by a wall or a piece of furniture and rest your legs up on the furniture or the wall. Maybe you focus on your breathing. Maybe you come back to an intention that you'd set to reflect upon it. Maybe you just let your mind go for a couple minutes. Start to give yourself some deeper breaths. Let your body begin to move around bit by bit, starting with some small movements, letting your movements gradually grow bigger. Whenever you're ready for some bigger movements, moving gently and mindfully, take your time to sit yourself up. And if you like, bring your hands up by your heart. Thank you for coming together to share practice today. The light within me sees and honors that same light within each of you. Namaste. Again, I'm Leo Bray here in the northeast corner of Ruth Hardy Park in Palm Springs for Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center. We're here in the park Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 8:15 a.m., Sunday, 9:45. Please visit us at Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center. on Facebook or urbanyoga.org. Check out our schedule. We have classes every day, always on Zoom, sometimes in the park. And we have a tip jar out so you can make contributions to support these classes via Zelle or PayPal or Venmo. Questions and feedback are always welcome, whether they're in real time or later on the YouTube. Have a lovely day.